Motion carries. Okay, the next on the agenda is to approve the renewal of the borough manager's contract. I have a motion to approve the renewal of the borough manager's contract, which is in your packet.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Do I have discussion? Okay, I guess we'll take a roll call vote on this one.
Mr. Zerklos?
No.
Dr. Sanders Day?
Yes.
Mr. Nano?
Yes.
Mr. Bartley?
No.
President Walters?
No. Okay. The next one is to approve the Immaculate Conception Church special event request.
How are you proposed to?
Yeah, wait, stop. I'm sorry. Stop.
What?
I'm going to plead a little bit of ignorance here and say I'm a little bit confused as to what just happened here and what we just did. I see our borough manager packing up and she seems to be walking out the door, and we've terminated a contract, and yet we're waiting on some of these other positions so that we have enough time to think this through and come to a good understanding. Yet we're sending our borough we're sending our quarterback out of the room in the fourth quarter here. This is, I'm sorry that I can't do this.
Why didn't you table that? If you're waiting for other things that are just, why couldn't that be tabled also? If we're waiting for the new council person, we're waiting for auditor, solicitor, what? And appointment of borough manager is in that piece that you tabled earlier.
It was on the agenda.
All the other stuff is on the agenda also.
Well, everything will be affected by the one decision, Brenda.
What do you mean everything is being affected by the one decision?
Well, some of the other positions
Mrs. Freenock, would you please wait a minute?
I explain what you mean by everything else is being affected by the
Well,
one
I meant
decision.
the other positions, and again, I'm just...
well, then let's go back. Then table this item that you just did until next time.
If I had a motion to table that, we could have voted on that and done that.
Yeah, but I think
But you didn't.
the other one.
Yeah, you decided to table the other ones.
I mean, anybody could have made the motion to table this.
No. You said I will table this, and that was it. This one you called for a
the
motion.
opportunity to table. You took it upon yourself to table the other ones, but yet you're allowing this one to go through. It doesn't seem very fair. It doesn't seem logical.
There's
And
something
again,
wrong
I would
with
have let
this.
you table this. If you would have made the motion to table it, I would have let you table it. I mean, I have no
But
trouble.
you didn't give us that opportunity on the other ones.
Well, then do I have the opportunity to veto the last vote that went through? Is there any chance of that occurring? Okay. Well, this is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Who's going to perform the functions
Of the borough manager.
tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. when the borough opens and needs to start doing things? Who is going to be there to do these things? I would like an answer to that question. I think that's a fair question to ask. Who is going to fulfill the responsibilities that Mrs. Freenock did today, tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.? No one.
What?
And yet we're getting rid of the person that knows what she's doing, and we're going to let her go when we have not only somebody not as well qualified, no one to step in to take that place.
Well, now again, like I said, if you would have voted to table it, I would have tabled it. We had a vote. I voted on
Can you
what
go
I...
back to the minutes, Linda, and go to the point where it was mentioned before about what was being tabled prior to? Was there any opportunity at all there? Okay. So I don't see how anyone would have gotten that vibe based on what happened just 15 minutes ago.
Okay.
I have an issue with this whole, everything that's going on. It seems as if we have set up some boundaries here and you've got factions going on. And that's not fair to the citizens of this borough. And what just happened
You and
is,
Jason have been left out of the loop on a lot of things.
obviously we have. And it's
Rather
the
clear.
citizens are being shafted here.
Extremely unprofessional.
Mr. Solicitor, is there any way to undo the action?
No, we don't have a solicitor now.
I'm not a solicitor this evening. I'm
Because
just
he
staying out
tabled
of
that,
the
because we don't have a solicitor.
So we don't get a legal opinion on the decision that we just made that's going to have ramifications throughout our borough?
Well, the borough should be closing tomorrow, that's my opinion, there's nobody to run.
You won't be able to close the link tomorrow because you need a solicitor to come in, which we now will not be able to do.
Okay, answer
And
your
how-
What are we
question.
doing?
How
Mayor,
important is it to
Mayor,
close
to
that
answer your
borough?
question, there's been a whole hell of a lot of times that I've been left out of the loop too. Don't just point out tonight
Oh,
that
well, I
that's
think in
come
something
on.
like this is a pretty big deal here.
I've been left out of the loop for a lot of.
Involving something that's going to shut the borough down? Something this
Something of this
significant?
magnitude?
We made a no statements that though that they were left.
Okay.
We were left out of the loop.
I think this is a
I think it's obvious,
huge
Earl. I don't even
decision.
think you have to explain it. Everyone can see what's being done here this evening, so we can all play as though this isn't what's going on. But you all understand what's happening here, correct? Okay, just so you're aware.
Does the newspaper know what's going on here? Are you the newspaper?
One of them.
Are you writing it
And I
down?
believe
Oh,
we're
I'm-
being filmed too.
I've captured a lot of what's been
Okay. Do you
said.
know who's responsible for all this?
Is there,
Good job.
well, you know, I can't ask the solicitor a question because he can't answer me.
You can ask me a question, I'm not your solicitor.
Okay,
Mr. French,
yes,
I
Mr.
believe
Fritz.
Mrs. Dede has a question for you.
In the case of all of the appointments being tabled by the person who was put in place as the manager, or whatever, the president, who just said, I'm tabling these until the next meeting. But then when we get to another renewal of the manager, he says, I'll accept the motion for that. Can we go back and either table the approval of the renewal of the borough manager's contract until such time that we have these other people? Or can we go back and redo what he tabled?
Well, you took a vote on that issue.
On what
So
issue?
you would, on the issue of the contract, and the vote failed. So
Okay.
you would have to go back and undo that action.
And how do we do that?
Well, someone would have to make a motion, and someone would have to second that motion, and then that motion would have to win
It would be a
the
3-2
vote.
again, Brenda.
It would be a
is basically
3-2
what it is.
again.
So
We
you
set up.
have to undo that action and then go back and table it.
So we're set up, in other words.
I can't-
I want the paper
I can't
right there.
give
We're set
that
up here.
opinion.
Mr. French, have any other boroughs done a similar, been in a similar situation as this, where on a reorganization meeting, they have removed their borough manager that you're aware of?
Not that I'm aware of, I can't say that that's never happened, but
Okay.
I've never seen a reorganizational meeting such as this.
In the case of the borough manager packing up and leaving and we not approving the check, who runs the borough tomorrow morning?
The council.
The council? What council?
This council. This council will have to function as a borough manager.
So we all get to go in the morning?
I can't answer that. I don't know what you mean.
Approved vacation days.
You don't have an executive officer of your borough tomorrow morning. Well, as of right now, you don't have one.
Unless you guys re-vote and somebody changes their mind.
We're waiting to get another member. Shouldn't there be another
Yeah, where's
council
Carol?
person?
That's the point, the other council.
If we're going to do
we're
something
being
that's
set
going to
up.
affect the entire borough as such, and would you public agree that the removal of the borough manager is going to affect every aspect of our borough?
It's going to affect the operation.
Would you, Mr. French, think that's going to affect?
That's not really relevant.
Okay,
I mean,
I make a motion. I can't make motions, right?
No, you can't. I
Okay,
think you
I'm
want
sorry.
Robert's rules, you want to
No,
put the
but I was
Robert's
just
rules?
trying,
You're gonna be a
I
great
know,
borough.
Brenda, I was just trying to get something going because we need somebody
This has
to.
not been done by Robert's rules.
It's not, no.
No.
This is not being run by
I
anybody's
was
rules.
trying to get somebody you know, if you wanted somebody appointed pro tem borough manager quote, we could do that.
No, absolutely no.
Okay, I'm just saying.
One person.
What?
One person I would suggest.
Okay.
Mrs. Freenock.
Mrs. Freenock.
The only person that knows how to do it at this point, Mrs. Freenock. I move that the borough appoint Nancy Freenock as the interim borough manager.
I would second that motion, because we got to run tomorrow.
No, no problem whatsoever.
Has anybody asked?
Well, we
Mrs.
have to vote.
Freenock
We have
whether
to
she
vote.
would accept that?
She says no.
Not unless the contract is renewed.
Contract is voted down.
Mr. President, I resign my position as a council member. I will not be part of this. Dave, I think you have some really, really good ideas, and I really like some of the things, but I think this is done very poorly. I think this lady has worked very hard for this borough. I think this is the wrong action, and I personally cannot be part of an organization where this is how we're going to handle this.
And I do not want my name submitted as solicitor at the next meeting.
And Mr. Walters, I will resign from my position also, because not only has the borough manager been disrespected, but I believe
And
this
Nancy,
council,
that's for you. I'm supporting.
I believe this
I don't care
council
what they want me.
is being shafted also, and from the election, it has been messed up. So I'm resigning also.
Nancy, thank you very much.
Nancy,
I'm
I
resigning
support
as mayor
you
as
in
well. Good luck with you all. See you later.
We still live in this borough. Vote in 2 years.
Let's have the fire department take over the borough.
That's what's happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is gonna happen.
We don't have, we now don't have.
By the way, Linda, there is now no quorum.
Yes.
That's
The
what I
meeting
said.
cannot continue.
Right, and you can't sign any checks tomorrow because I've sent a letter to the bank and leaving my name on all accounts. So the checks aren't confused.
Okay.
Since we now don't have a quorum, Mr. President, I move for adjournment.
Okay, so moved.
Doesn't matter. How are you going to reappoint all these, now that the meeting's over? What are you going to do? Are you going to solicit? Are you going to have another vote? Are you going to go to the people who actually was on the ballot?
I mean, that's what we're gonna
I mean, this is
have to
ridiculous. There are people that wanted to be on this.
I know.
You guys aren't even looking at it.
No, you want to be on, Dan?
You're turning people away. I didn't ask to be on the ballot. There are people who are here, and you turn them away.
No, I mean,
That's the way I